In the summer of 1878, a young artist named John Singer Sargent, fresh from his studies in Paris, arrived on the sun-soaked island of Capri. At just 22 years old, Sargent was already making waves in the art world. His talent was undeniable, yet his heart yearned for more than technical mastery. He sought inspiration, something that would fuel his passion and elevate his craft. Capri, a tiny island off the coast of Sorrento, was largely unspoiled at the time. Its rocky cliffs, turquoise waters, and ancient history made it a secluded paradise for artists, writers, and dreamers. While today it's known for its luxurious resorts and celebrity visitors, in the 1870s Capri was still a quiet retreat. The village of Capri, perched high on the island, was one of the most remote spots, accessible only by a steep mule path. Here, time moved slowly. For Sargent, this was the perfect backdrop to focus on his art. He wanted to capture the island's rugged charm but needed a model. Finding one, however, wasn't easy. Local priests had warned the young women of Capri to stay away from visiting artists. Many girls were afraid to become subjects of the painter's gaze. But one young woman, a 17-year-old named Rosina Ferrara, defied their warnings. Tall, with dark olive skin, thick curls, and a presence that drew the eye, Rosina was unlike anyone Sargent had ever met. She agreed to pose for the young artist, setting in motion a creative partnership that would define his summer in Capri. Rosina quickly became Sargent's muse. In a Capriote, one of his most celebrated works, Rosina stands among the ancient olive groves, her arms wrapped around a gnarled tree. The pose is striking. Her body seems intertwined with the very earth, symbolizing her connection to Capri's wild, untamed nature. Sargent was mesmerized by this harmony between the island's raw beauty and Rosina's grace. In Capri Girl on a Rooftop, Sargent captures Rosina in a moment of pure joy, dancing the lively tarantella, a traditional Italian folk dance. The painting is filled with movement and energy, reflecting the carefree spirit of the island in the summer sun. Rosina's joy is palpable, and her dance is a symbol of her independence and her unbridled zest for life. This painting Sargent would later dedicate to my friend Fanny, a tribute to another muse in his life, but it was Rosina who had inspired this scene. Perhaps Sargent's most intimate portrayal of Rosina is Head of a Capri Girl, a swift yet masterful oil painting on cardboard. In this simple portrait, he captures Rosina's quiet, reflective beauty. It's a glimpse of her spirit, a moment frozen in time. Dedicated to the artist Frank Hyde, this painting is a testament to Sargent's deep admiration for his muse and his growing technical skill as an artist. Sargent wasn't the only artist captivated by Rosina's striking features and enigmatic presence. Frank Hyde, the artist to whom Sargent dedicated Head of a Capri Girl, also painted Rosina in several works, as did artists like Adrian Stokes and Alfred Stevens. Rosina became a muse for Sargent and a whole generation of artists who visited Capri during those years. Through their eyes, she was transformed into an icon of Mediterranean beauty and grace. In later years, Rosina's life took another unexpected turn. She met George Randolph Bass, an American artist who had been captivated by her just like Sargent had been. They married in Rome in 1891 and soon moved to the United States. There, Bass's career flourished. He created murals for the Library of Congress, where his paintings still stand today. But despite their new life in America, Rosina always carried with her the spirit of Capri, the island that had shaped her youth and legacy. Rosina Ferrara passed away in 1934 at the age of 73. Her death left Bast devastated, and just 3 years later, he took his own life, unable to live without her. Their love, though brief, was intense, a passion reflected in the art that still immortalizes their time together. For John Singer Sargent, Rosina Ferrara was more than just a model. She was a muse who shaped his early work and opened his eyes to the beauty of the Mediterranean. Through his paintings, Rosina's story lives on, a reminder of summer on Capri when a young artist found inspiration in a girl whose spirit embodied the island's untamed allure. Their time together may have been fleeting, but through these paintings, Rosina and Sargent's story is immortalized, a romance painted on canvas, forever entwined with the timeless beauty of Capri.